Okay, welcome back to this series of tutorials. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to start tweaking around the model a little bit. I have the base mesh, but I'm not happy with the shape of it at all. But because I have the base mesh and I have the detail in there, I can go ahead and alter the character in the way that I want. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the top of the character and I'm going to put a FFD box on it. FFD stands for Freeform Deformation. In this case, I might go with a 4x4 so that I have more option. I want the FFD to be underneath the symmetry, because if the FFD is above the symmetry, it will apply to both sides of the object. In this case, I want it to be applied only on one half, and for that reason, I will put my FFD on one side only. Let me just try that again. Okay, I had to have, just to do that again, show you, if I have editable poly selected, I don't need any of my selections on, and if I put the FFD on top, then it will only apply it on this side. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to go ahead and expand the plus sign next to FFD, get control points, and just move around the control points in a way that I achieve a shape, rather a cartoony shape of a character that I think, it sits well with what I have in mind. To be honest, I don't really have anything in mind. Just making this as I go on. But hopefully, when you're doing your character, you will have some sort of a reference or a drawing maybe that you may want to use in order to help you achieve the shape that you want to create. I'm just going to scale this down, for example, just giving it a rather a cartoony effect, and just to see how it will end up. To be honest, even I'm excited to see how this will look at the end, because I don't really have any idea what I'm doing here. I'm just doing this as I go on. Let's see what we can achieve. For example, the shirt is too flat, so I may want to get the bottom bits and pull them down a little bit so that it kind of has this curve there. I may want to bring these forward a little bit. You just have to be careful with how you manipulate these vertices. I think that's starting to look a little bit better, but as you can see, we have deformed the arm. We will need to go back in there and try to fix that as well. It's just fine. So that's the kind of shape that I'm going to give to my to the top of the character for now, and then I'm going to leave that there. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and try to sort the arms out. In order to do that, I want to collapse the FFD, not the entire thing. I don't want to right click and say convert to edit poly. That is not what I'm going to do. I'm just going to right click on the FFD and say collapse to, and then so I'm only collapsing the FFD. Let's go and try to fix the arm here. I might actually have to do that through my soft selection, because I think I might do that through edge distance and increase it a little bit. Try to make up for the error which was caused by the FFD. You could either try to go fix it like this, or what you could also do is turn off soft selection, select the entire arm, and then just apply FFD on top of that only. And let's have a look. I might do a FFD of 3x3 in this case. Get the control points of this and try to. That may not actually work too well. Let's have a look. It's not too bad, I suppose. collapse this too as well, and just maybe go in and manually try to move some of these around. Just moving things around a little bit. Let's see how that looks. Looks okay, but of course this section will also need to be adjusted as well. And that's okay, I suppose. You could even go in and maybe consider moving some of these vertices around individually as well. I won't worry too much about it in this case. Okay, that's I think looking fairly good. I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit extra detail here. For example, what I may want to do is select these vertices over here, bring them to the left in order to meet where the mirror is for my symmetry. You don't want to go too much, because if you do, then you get this hole in between. But in this case, at least just for the top, I may actually want that. I may just come down and maybe I'll go ahead and toggle weld that to this, and then see how that will look. Something like that is okay. Yeah, something like that will do. This can be like a V-neck on the shirt, so that at least it's not just a simple round neck. I also think it would be good if we could bridge some of these edges together in order to kind of close that gap, because it's too much at this stage. Something like that seems much better actually. That looks fine. If I wanted to, I could also try to add some detail and provide put some wrinkles on the shirt as well. I'm not sure if I actually want to do that at this stage. I might do that a bit later on. Okay, so we've kind of made alterations to the shirt. I still think this shirt is a little bit too long, so I may want to just move that. Move these up a little bit, and then of course move this a little bit higher as well. Just make it a bit shorter as well. Okay, what I may want to do in this stage for the shorts is I might want to go ahead and select the shorts only and not the legs, because I don't want to be making changes to the leg and deform the legs like I did with the arms. Let me just select that here, and again just put a F50 on there, control points, and I may want to bring these out a little bit. Take that over there, kind of basically make the shorts a little bit bigger if you like. And kind of get this here. Turn backwards again. I'm gonna go to the editable poly, and I'm gonna, because there's hardly any detail here, so I'm just going to add a couple of extra seconds there and a couple of extra seconds there, so that we could at least have some freedom or flexibility when it comes to altering these. I might have to select that before I go back to it. F50 again. Control points. So I'll just bring these down. I think I might let's have a look at this from the front viewport. Yep. Again, we don't want too much of these, so we just push them back a little bit. Okay, it looks a little bit too wide now. Let's just push some of these back in, some of these back in. Doesn't need to look this bad. Okay, and I think it's just bulging out a little bit too much, so maybe push these back in to flatten it out a little bit. Again, might kind of give a bit of a curve to the bottom of the shorts as well, and make it look like that. Just to look at it from the front. Okay, let's just collapse that too. I may want to go in and do some manual editing here as well. For example, just push these out a tiny bit, I think. Let's put a mesh smooth on this as well, just to see how this would look. Not too bad. Now what we have is this gap here, so between the shirt and the shorts. I may want to go and select that and shift and drag that inside. But the two vertices at the edge, which in this case would be, let me see where I am, okay, would be this one and this one. They will need to come back to the mirror, if you like. So we don't want them to be out and open like this. We kind of want them to be closed. Exit isolation there. So now at least that gap is somehow, or just to some degree, covered. Again, some manual tweaking here. I'm not sure if I'm happy with the back of the trousers here. Let me which again just goes back to the lack of detail and lack of polygons and vertices that we have here. Also, I may want to just grab all these top vertices. Missed a couple there, and just kind of push them a little bit up. Okay, that's good. What I may want to, what I may also want to do is go in to where the elbow sits, and gonna add extra segments within the arm, and I may want to I don't know, shape these in a way that what I may also do actually, in order to make this look a little bit better, apply a technique here similar to what we did with the arm that I had up here, the first arm that we made. I just made this extra polygon here so that I could go and delete these in between, and I could select this and this and bridge them, but also at the same time add segments, and maybe just apply something like this here, and I could also do the same here, so I could go and delete these polygons here, so like that gap and this gap, bridged between them, but this time I could have that. Let's see how that would look if it was to bulge out a little bit. No, I think I like it better when it's going down a little bit. So creating a tiny skinny character. Be too skinny. I like how the elbow bulges out. For the knee, go to the poly. You don't want to see the end result, and maybe just push the knees out like so, and I'm gonna go and add some segments in there. What I may also do is select these polygons here and put a FFD, maybe, nah, let's put 4. Get the control points. Maybe these is the feet could, the leg could kind of expand as it comes towards the ankle. Also, I'm actually now just drag this bit out. So that, yeah, something like that maybe. Collapse 2. Just to get a little bit more effect. Okay, I think that's fairly okay, and that's fine. I mean, no one's gonna look at a character from this angle, hopefully. So just did a bit of tweaking in the character here, to make it look a little bit more cartoony. I think the arms are a little bit too thin. I might change those later on, I'm not sure. I might actually just leave it as it is. And that's it. However, actually just for the legs, I might go and select everything and just move it up a little bit, because I think it might be a bit too long for the leg. So I think that seems a little bit better at least. Okay, I'm gonna stop this here, and in the next video we're gonna go create the hands, shoes, possibly the head as well, and then we'll have to unwrap this and then take shirt, and then we'll see how it goes. See you soon.